Here's the results of our repairs at Indiana Interstate. If you haven't watched the previous video, Repair List Grows, RV at the Hospital, I recommend you watch that one first so you can understand the repairs that we wanted to have done and where they came from. Here comes Dixie. We're Dave and Karen from Watts on Wheels, and we sold our sticks and bricks to RV full-time now that we are retired. We travel with our heavy-duty truck Leroy, our two K&N motorcycles, our DRV Dixie, and our smart car Zippy. Don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell to be notified when we post a new video. We're getting our home back. On both sides of the rear of the RV, there's a separation at the joints. Dave attempted to fix this and did do a good fix on it, but then the stress and flex of the back end of the RV moving down the road caused the metal to rip right at the hatch for our electrical cord line. We had never heard of the tail wag and found out this was an issue with a lot of RVs, especially DRV.
That's fresh paint. Okay. So you have your new door down there, new metal. So from there all the way back into the cap, now there's a backer. When I took yours apart, this stud, this is the same stud on every single camper. When you take this apart, is it comes down. Let's see, this comes across here, so it's right here. Yeah. It's broken. The screws are ripped out. These screws are about that long. I go through that plate, through the stud, and I can hit the stud on the rear wall. So I clamp it, and then I screw through and I hit the stud on the rear wall. Pulls the rear wall in. And then when you get, and you can see that I had to use a pry bar in here to push the wall back over where it's supposed to be. The whole rear wall's moving. Okay. So when that's done, I go up underneath here, and this is Sikaflexed, and then I go up into the main floor, and then these are into the bottom of the rear wall. Okay, the plate of the rear wall. Yep, so that's all done, and then when I get done with that, I put the backer down there, because now when you screw up, you're actually screwing into something, because before that's all that's there. It's just a cap. Yep. Okay, this piece of wood they put on is supposed to keep the door. So now I take that out, and I cut another board that's it'll be 12 inches long, goes from the floor all the way down to the corner, and I take a piece of plywood and I staple them together, so now that backer goes from here all the way out to here. Oh, okay. So now these screws hit something. Got something to grab. So I do that on both sides. The other side I just didn't have to change the metal, so I didn't have to paint. So this side the metal was, you know, ripped.
When it rained, our slide toppers would sag and collect the water in them, and the same for snow. Dave created a gutter system out of PVC to keep the water from running down the side of the window of our living room slide. See how the water's running off the topper?
A few things, what's the harm? Well, as much as I would love to show Jen around, which would have been fun, that's right. There.
Look up at your awnings. How you like that? See how much lower now?
Yeah, they sit a little lower.
Guess what they don't make anymore? Those 90-degree brackets cannot be bought. We bought the last ones in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, but there's definitely a nicer angle now.
Right. If you turn and look at this one right here behind you, it has the old 45s on it. And
Get that on all three of the toppers. Added those brackets up there.
oh, I got it.
Earlier this year we had a blowout and it took out our gas line, the water line to refrigerator, it bent metal, electric lines were hanging, and it did some serious damage to the trim all along the side of that slide out for the kitchen.
This is sticking out compared to the side of the coach.
Just a little, because it creased it right here and here. Well, I bent the snot out of it. What is this white thing? What is this?
That's just a channel that runs the power back to the...
The room hits it. I can't make the room go in any further.
Oh, I could take that out of there. If you would have asked me, I would have said just unscrew it, pull it out, throw it
The
away.
only reason I didn't have a problem with that little gap there, here, I'll run the room back in. I got that thing cranked in just as tight as it can possibly go.
Yeah.
The blowout had also put a hole in our kitchen slide floor, and water had gotten up in there and rotted the floor. So on the floor in here, see a lot of black goopy stuff.
Yep, I sprayed it with Flex Seal up into the crack there so that water cannot get to your floor. That's the first time I've ever done it.
On ours?
Yep.
So it's not proven.
Well, I love that stuff. And I've been doing that, like the edges.
Yeah.
Because that, you know, anytime water gets in, your floor's rotted.
During our initial repair review, Paul looked at our slide where the washer, dryer, and bed are located, and it appeared to be fine. But as he was doing some inspections, he found that we had a leak in the washer dryer area where the hose connects to the faucet. It too had slowly rotted the floor.
Now, this one we got from Cedar Creek. It's got plastic on this side, the top side's fully treated, and so are the edges, but I still sprayed it with
Flex Seal.
Flex Seal, and then let it dry.
So more or less this baby's waterproof.
That's what I was after. You know,
Yay!
I like you guys, I just don't like changing your floor all the time.
Yeah!
You know,
And finding our underwear behind cabinets. And
I
new
left it.
screws in there.
Yeah, so this can't move. You'll see this, everybody's doing this. Everybody's doing it.
doing what?
Adding the
screws in.
Oh, they weren't there before.
No.
Oh. Can't blame them there. Water gets in.
Yeah. Water is bad.
I mean, you can caulk it every 3 months and it's still going to do that. During our initial repair review with Paul, he walked right up to the vanity, pushed on it, and said, "Uh-oh." Sure enough, it had rotted as well. Funny thing was, he knew exactly where to look.
Oh, yes.
This is a DRV floor?
Yes.
In here. And you sprayed the inside of that too?
You betcha.
The two awnings are pretty well shot.
Yeah, they've been held together with Gorilla tape for
Yeah.
a year now.
But as you can tell, I mean, they drip through it.
It's got some bubbles in it.
But yeah, bubbles, all sorts of stuff. So we bought the new awnings from them last year. Took 7 months to get awnings.
I'm surprised that Gorilla tape has held.
So am I.
Another problem we had was the arms that held up the awning was not closing properly.
Well, we were just black.
Yeah, but those kind of cool.
I like that kind of.
I like that. With the monochromatic gray, the fade.
There we go.
Ooh, it closes.
Oh, doesn't it? Nice.
Yeah. Could you check the hydraulics? What we find is, and we've replaced the fluid, is we'll get to a campsite, we'll drop the fronts, go to do an auto level, and it'll start to go up, and then it just winds. It won't go up any higher. But when we get ready to leave, I can lift it up to hook it up to the truck. Paul noticed that hydraulic fluid was laying in our snap pad underneath our leveling leg. As far as that hydraulics up front, it was just too much was in there, you think?
Well, what happened, yes, because only time you add fluid would be when it's on your truck, everything's all closed up. Because if you close all the rooms, it's right here. When you got everything up, the fluid's all the way up to here. So going down the road, it would have splashed out. That's all. So everything's okay, it's just a little full.
In addition, we had Paul do an inspection of the roof to see anything needed to be caulked and take a look at some rips that we had in the little gutters. And he repaired those too.
These little cracks happening right here, and actually it's kind of bulging out. And that's a stress crack. It says it's really common right here.
And it's on both sides.
On both sides, yeah. See the other side, we have that happening there.
The little extra piece in the expansion joint thingy that you did here underneath the,
Right.
where we have
What I do
crack.
is I cut that where the crack is. Then I fill it with the 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗬𝗟𝗃, which is what holds on your sidewalls. And then I put that right over the top of it. So now that's glued, cut, so it won't crack out. Because if you don't cut the crack can spread.
Right.
What causes it?
Well, you only have
An inch?
you have that much fiberglass, and you have flex every time you put it on and off the truck. So if you look at the newer ones,
They're already cut.
thank you.
I did. I looked at some newer ones.
Got water? We got ice. Our CO2 detector kept beeping every now and then for no reason. It seems like about every 3 years you need to replace them. So the cap, which we ran out of time to do, what would the cost approximately be?
Probably looking at about, I don't know, 5 hours maybe.
You got the paint
Ooh.
numbers for this?
No, I had to have them come shoot it.
Well, thanks a lot, you guys.
You betcha.
All right.
Welcome.
We appreciate it. Feel like
you.
we are safe again.
We'll fix Dixie up again for you if you need us.
Alrighty.
Love
Thanks.
you and all, but don't want to see you again.
Yeah.
I know.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you in the comments below, even if it's just to say hi. Don't forget to subscribe.